Hello and welcome to Laurice's Kitchen. Today I'm tackling another viewer request. Lo of Flow Walker asked me to make a couple of recipes using zucchini and summer squash. In the first of these, I'm putting together a cheese-stuffed zucchini packet over Concassé. Now this mostly no-cook meal will be perfect in this sweltering 95-degree heat. And if I look a little wilted, it's because I am. The Concassé has to get put together first because it needs to cool. So let's see what we're going to need. This Concassé is incredibly simple. It's just 28 ounces of tomatoes. Now I'm using petite diced, you could also use crushed, along with about 4 to 5 cloves of minced garlic and up to a teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. Now if you don't like it quite so spicy, you can use less or omit those altogether. That's just going into this saucepan, and we're going to simmer it for about 10 to 15 minutes just to let the flavors combine. We're not worried about cooking this garlic. Okay, I'm just going to put this on over medium heat. Here's the garlic. And the crushed red pepper flakes. We just need to stir this just a little bit to combine, and it's only going to simmer for about 10 minutes. Okay, this is just starting to simmer, so I'm going to turn it down to medium-low. Alright, we'll let this go for 10 minutes. While the Concassé is simmering, let's talk for just a second about the zucchini. I'm using both yellow and green zucchini here, and the specimens we want need to be long and narrow. We're going to be weaving these together and folding them over our cheese packets, so the short, wide ones just aren't going to work. We're going to trim the stem and blossom ends off, and we're going to slice it to about 2 millimeters thick on the mandoline. Now, I don't have a guard, it wouldn't work, but I am definitely using my Kevlar glove. We're not going to be able to use the first slice, but we'll probably be using the second, third, and fourth. We also don't want to use the middle where the seeds are, that'll fall apart. So we're going to do about 3 slices and turn it over. And this I will use for something else. I've got all my zucchini strips. Now we're not going to cook these, but we do need to season them with salt and then let them sit and release some of their water. So I've got a baking sheet here with about 4 paper towels on it. We're just going to lay these out in a single layer and then season them. Then they're going to sit for about a half an hour. I'll probably be using somewhere between a half and a whole teaspoon of salt. We're going to season both sides. Okay, we are going to let these sit for at least 30 minutes to allow some of the liquid to come out. Now we're not going to rinse these, but we are going to pat them dry. Just to help this Concassé cool down, I'm going to put it in this bowl. This will also be what I serve it in. The cheese filling is incredibly simple. It's just a pound of cottage cheese, 1½ teaspoons of dried basil, a little bit of fresh cracked black pepper, and salt. And this is sea salt from Thailand that Suri from Spoon Fork Heart was incredibly kind to send to us. This is a very belated thank you. Just going to mix this all up and put this in the refrigerator while we wait for those zucchini to sweat. Okay, I'm going to pat these dry. You can see just how much liquid has actually come off of these. Okay, so not only have these lost a lot of liquid, they've become incredibly flexible, and that's what we need. So we're going to start with 4 of these, and we're going to weave them together. And we need this to be a fairly tight weave because we don't want our cheese sauce coming out of here. Okay, now we're going to put probably about 2 tablespoons of cheese on here, maybe a little bit more. This is pretty thick, I don't have to worry about it falling out of here. Okay, and then we're going to fold our zucchini over the top. Okay, now we're going to turn this over on our plate. Okay, we're going to start with a ladle of the concassé in the middle, maybe a ladle and a half. Fill up this area. And I like using this flexible cutting mat because I can just invert this like I need to. And this goes down right in the middle. And we'll garnish this with a few nasturtium buds, some fresh chives, and a sprig of thyme. It's time to cut into these gorgeous zucchini packets. Concassé on here. Oh, that's got a little bit of a kick to it. Wonderful.